Hi.
Hi.
I realized I was muted, so that was awesome. Hi. What's up, kiddos?
Hi.
That was a
Oh, hi.
Yeah. So, we got to put Flip at the top. Oh, hold on. Wait 1 second. We have
A
to do
king on
this.
his throne.
Yes.
apparently.
King Flip.
Yeah.
Long may you reign.
Hopefully, longer than a week may he reign.
Well, with my secret friend, I think I've got a shot.
That could help.
So fun fact, Cappy. You were so fucking late showing up to stream that the four of us were like, so we're gonna make Flip king, right? Yeah? Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody tell him.
I mean,
It worked.
went with it. Why not?
Well,
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
give us your notes, King Flip.
All right.
Hear ye, hear ye.
These are the proclamations of King Flip.
A royal proclamation.
Session 14. Hail lever full of gumbo. The setting is Bullywog Village. We're doing setup. Lever's spirit comes to sing along and help me make beignets, but no one else can see it. Mads is apparently not a fan of whistling, or she is. I can't tell. Delia thinks I can dance on my feet. Bullywog of beignets, rustic barn feel for the dance. Let's get creative. Fireworks, dunk tank, giggle powder, drink special. They get me drunk and tell me to kill the king, and so I do. I'm king.
So nonchalant.
I'm king now.
Mads needs a new name and rages about it. Delia's feelings are hurt. Mundlemud is hanging from a tree, his compatriots poisoned with cyanide. I tell them to bury the bodies. They may have a shambling mound they feed the dead to. Seems very eco-friendly. Agdon's back and he's gonna be my rabbit friend. Ayla, Ayla, my brand is back. Bury the hanged man too. We need to start fresh. Mads and Henry need to talk. Mads, they, them, but not alone. The end.
Those are
This
very
has been a
kingly.
proclamation of the king.
These are very kingly notes.
I also really appreciate the fact that immediately Flip figured out, okay, someone is freaking out about names, go to they, them pronouns until told otherwise. Couldn't figure out the name thing. Henry immediately was like, well, clearly Mads is the real name. The question is the pronouns.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, one of these things I have never questioned. The other, I'm like, okay, new thing.
It was gonna have to come up at some point, and I think Delia's the only one who actually uses the long name instead of Mads at times. So
True.
That was not how I expected that was going to come out.
nope.
I want to hear from the Kingdom Scribe before we jump right into it. Please.
Yes. Echoes of Zeppi. Is Flip king? This is going so well. Lever concert? Henry's up to something? Flip has chaos? Great. Mads is making a fancy drink. I'm doing magic tricks. Esmeralda shit. Delia has fireworks. Cries. The drink I rolled and what stats I fixed. Henry is eloquent. Swoon. Flip goes for the king. Well? King Flip? Mads is getting a drink. Nat 20 investigate. Bam! Do I get to dance with my boyfriend, please? Mads name later. In parentheses, they. In sync? What the fuck? Cece talks to Delia. Reliving memories. Love song of mud? Agdon? Calls in a favor? Lots of question marks today. That has been your daily scribes notes. Thank you very much.
I love that Flip is just, front and center.
Yep, we're putting the king back on the throne until you
Yep.
leave downfall.
Hey.
So, yeah. first things first.
I'm
Let's
the
talk
realist.
about one thing.
We've been dancing with Mr. Brownstone. He's been not killing. He won't leave me alone. No, no, no. Won't leave me alone.
I will say, I think
so much.
I love it so much.
It was great.
that the ghost drummers have better rhythm than he does. I think that's the only thing about this that was upsetting to Flip at all.
Yeah, it's just like, oh yeah, hey Lever, what's up, buddy? We're making beignets. Let's do it.
Lever's drumming improved like tenfold when he died. Oh God.
Yeah. So your party planning, fantastical. The look on everybody's face when I gave Henry and Flip chaos mechanisms was awesome.
The plot twist was Mads breaking the whole thing.
Yeah, but to be fair, it was a party.
We were just given chaos like implements. You were given a chaos tool.
Oh no, it was I've had that. I've had that. I just shot it over to Hooli, went, please.
All right, I'm taking off my override 16 intelligence.
Oh yeah. Well, if we're going into a long rest, I should switch my stats back.
Yeah, you should do that.
You're right, we're back.
The-
We're back to a -1 intelligence, guys.
The
All is right with the
genuine
world.
the genuine fit of everybody and what they happened to roll was crazy.
I'm still
Of,
sad
like-
no one rolled a 62 or 66.
Someone did.
No, the other one.
The fucking
The-
king.
The intoxicated one.
Mhm. But I thought it was super interesting that like we got to see what Henry would be like if he wasn't a fucking himbo. We got to see what Cece would look like if she was a bimbo. We got feel no pain Flip. Mads happened to take a drink and go into a fucking rage at probably the single most cinematic moment that it could have possibly come out. And Delia.
I'm here.
The dice know the story they want to tell.
I'm here.
I'm assuming we don't get to know this, and I want to know so badly.
Know what?
What you rolled?
That
I
had
rolled a
Sinead
thing.
literally like, is this a thing? Should I give it to this? Should I re-roll?
I'm sorry, can we talk about the fact that like it was my face and Hooli's face?
No, yeah,
'Cause we were
that's
both like, wait a minute. Fools, you're muted.
The benefit is Shanae knows what it is, but like Mads doesn't know what each of her drinks does. So Mads has no fucking clue, but Shanae and I have the pocket knowledge. You don't get to know.
Mhm.
Gonna hold on to
Welcome,
that.
I'm dedicatedly not telling you fuckers.
Yeah,
Hold on to
secrets
that
maybe
one.
don't make friends, but friends make secrets. We're
Mhm.
making.
It's gonna be great when we get to.
And Hooli and I are good friends.
It's gonna be great when
I
it
thought
comes
we were
into
best
play.
friends.
It's
Oh,
gonna be great.
eh,
It's gonna be great.
take your pterodactyl ass somewhere else. You rolled twice within the last 2 sessions. I'd like to point out that you have rolled to perceive something potentially invisible.
Yeah.
Are you feeling is like Cece needing like an extended vacay, like 5150 72-hour hold? Is that what's happening while you're like trying to find invisible things? What's going on? Feywild
No,
crack.
this
You're missing your husband?
this was a real life session thing.
No, I don't want to look for invisible things.
Yeah, are you missing your husband a little, buddy? I can make sure he returns.
If I knew what his name was, I
When
could
will
get
her
rid
husband
of
come
him.
home from war, Hooli?
I don't know, but she better not be out with Jody while he's gone.
Who?
Jody, don't you know?
Ghost.
That's his name.
No. God, Joe. Shanae
Go.
said, when will her husband come back from war?
Yeah.
And I said, and she better not be out with Jody while he's gone. That didn't say your husband's name was Jody.
Oh, well then who the fuck is Jody?
You don't know. Maybe it's your husband. Should have asked his fucking name.
Listen. Shush.
Doesn't get the joke.
Chris is over here laughing hysterically at the joke.
No, it's hilarious.
I am a bimbo sometimes. Help. Help!
You have to explain it. It's not funny.
God
Yeah,
damn it!
Anyways, Google is a wonderful tool, Joe. Welcome to 2022, where the oracle is at your fingertips. It's a literal term, like Jody is a literal term.
Am I going to Urban Dictionary for this bullshit? Keep going with whatever you're talking about. You'll see my face change. It'll be fine.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, and you guys are a bunch of like emotional fuckers too.
I had to message you being like, we need to have this Henry Mads conversation happen. I don't know if I can get into this headspace twice.
If Flip is the level-headed one in a group, you know it's.
Hey, Joe.
I got it now.
Shen gave you an inspiration for it.
Shen, are you fucking kidding me?
Shen's an Air Force brat, so she's having a fucking giggle.
I was married to a fucking officer for a time, and I didn't even know that. That
Well,
was
you were
not a
also
term
like
that
a good girl at that time, though, weren't you? Though, were you still coming out of it a little bit? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Makes sense.
the term Nancy makes more sense to me, and never heard of Jody before.
Well, now you know. Maybe that's old school. Maybe my age is showing. I don't know, man. It is what it is. Anyways, now that we've explained the joke for the last 20 minutes, entertaining session, great party, great murder. I mean, trip and fall. That was awesome. Flip's king now.
Yeah, Flip is king.
Oh hell!
What are you gonna do now, Flip? Like, this is a pivotal decision made in the campaign because you're now the king of a whole civilization of people who depend on a monarchy, and you are but a wayward traveler.
I'm going to Disney World.
Yes.
Come on down. Come on down.
To Hades Town? That's not where we're going, bud.
No.
We already went there.
I don't want to go back.
That's
I
where
I
I'm
don't want to
going.
either.
No, go back.
Way
I
down,
I have
running
no
town.
idea. That was not on Flip's agenda for the evening.
It was on all of ours.
All of us.
Like, this single reasoning we had was we were like, who would the public of the Bullywog Village support the most? Would it be Henry with a noble background, or would it be the guy that tells fucking knock-knock jokes?
Knock jokes.
I mean, Flip definitely thinks that the Bullywogs would benefit from a societal shift a little closer to where he comes from. So he's definitely like pushing them towards like, I can't actually make things good, but they suck less if you don't wear those ruffly collars.
True. Or the wigs.
If you don't want the wigs, you can take them off.
Thank you, fucking God.
So
Long live the king.
we'll see how it goes. But yeah, it was just kind of like the plan was to stab the king, right? Somebody had to trip, and the king was to get stabbed.
Yep.
And so it was written, so it shall be.
As above, so below. Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
And I rolled those two, the stealth and the attack, on two different dice, and wound up with 18 plus 5 on both of them. And I was like,
It was insane.
It was
That was
And
incredible.
now
insane.
you have so much godly power that you are echoing in your kingly proclamation.
indeed. Someone fixed it. Hooray.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that happened. Entertaining.
But we couldn't go a week without some sort of emotionally devastating scene.
I
The
mean,
echo is back and it's worse.
No, it's not even Cal either. It's fools.
I think it's Hools.
well, I've been muted most of the time.
I have no idea.
Guys, Hagdon's back. Hagdon.
Yeah, I got a message.
Yes! Long live the Knock Knock King.
I got a message. It was like, Flip needs to be alone for a second. I was like, all right, we're gonna go dance instead.
I love how all of you get all these back channel messaging going, and I'm just here rolling with it. Like, I
Mood, yo.
Look, dude, all I got last week was lick their hand. Everything else was just me winging it.
I'm not complaining. I think it's very flip to just be like, no clue.
Yeah.
Oh look,
We had a backup plan if Mundlemud actually showed up.
Yeah.
We were gonna have you kill Mundlemud.
Yeah. Flip was worried about Mundlemud. Flip was like, damn it, they caught Mundlemud.
No, he caught himself on a
I'm
tree.
not convinced. I think they caught Mundlemud.
Someone caught him. Someone
Yeah.
caught on to the plan, hence the whole traitor thing.
That's true. And then
Mm-hmm.
everything else.
Yeah.
And the cyanide was, cleaning the house.
Once they realized he's gone, he hasn't shown up. He's probably been caught. Well, if they caught him, they know about us.
Yep.
Either that or someone also caught them, and
Yeah.
the cyanide was a very traditional.
All right, well, think about it. He was hanging in the tree outside. You guys had been in the castle all day, so you didn't see. So maybe they passed him coming in and were like, oh, plan B. Got it.
Possible.
And apparently I am plan B. That's a weird plan B.
In the Bullywog Village, it is the single most sensical thing we could have done.
You can tell
Yeah.
time by it, really. There's not like sequences of months. There's sequences of murder.
Yeah, Flip's gotta work on that part, because I prefer not to be eaten by a shambling mound any more than I want to be eaten by anything else.
Look, just set up
Look.
someone to more or less rule in your stead. Supposedly, you leave. Technically, unless they kill you, you are forever the king.
Yeah, the region.
I've
it's
watched
fine.
enough Game of Thrones to say that, maybe a proxy isn't the best idea.
Yeah, regent is so-so.
Regent, that's the word. Thank you.
It depends so much on the regent.
I feel like we would be remiss to not talk about the Mads revelation.
That was very much not how I expected that to come out. Dice really wanted to tell their story. As I have gone through the campaign playing Mads, the more that like Madalena got used, the more that her started getting used, it didn't feel right. And it was shortly after Bunny Hell that I realized that Mads was non-binary. And I was debating of like, is it she, they? Is it they, them? And then I looked at Mads's Pinterest board, and there is a very, very distinct point when it goes from the original aesthetic that I intended for Mads, which was more like 80s grunge. It was more like mesh tights. It was skirts. It was dresses. I had a whole thing planned. And then there's a distinct line that it became all suits. And if I'm being reflective, I think I realized it then, but it wasn't like fully conscious. And I could have just like shot a message to you guys being like, yo guys, Mads is non-binary. But I thought it would be better for it to be addressed on stream. Because up until now, we have been using she, her pronouns. We have been like using Madalena. So for it to just disappear and for it to just change without context, I thought that didn't feel right. So I talked to Huli about it. All four of you guys knew. I talked to all four of you. So the fact that you guys were actively misgendering Mads for the last few weeks, sorry, not sorry. I had to wait for that to come out in its time. But it was also a lot of world building, like around Mads and like their perspective of the world, of like, what is the connection to the real name? What is the connection to like the birth name versus the name that you identify with? What does the nightmare that Mads saw in Bunny Hell really mean? And I realized it was about a lot of like performative femininity. and being pushed into that box that they have never embraced, which was this idea of a hyper feminine like persona. They've never identified with that. They always have gone the more androgynous route. And originally what I was just planning on doing was it just being like the inkling of that first like hesitancy with Delia dropping Mads's birth name, of dropping Madalena, which was why there was a pause and just like, you know what? Yeah, maybe I do need a drink, because it just didn't feel right to bring up in the middle of a party. It didn't feel right to bring up at that exact moment. I didn't want to come in full swing. And then I rolled a D100. And got the rage potion, and I was like, they're not going to attack, but they are going to lash out. And that's why, like, the real manifestation of Mads's rage was that, like, that's not my fucking name. Like, don't fucking call me that. And then the, like, telltale sign of, like, Mads is fucking pissed. Mads broke something behind the bar. They would never do that.
Nope.
And so kind of going that way, and even at the point when Huli was like, your rage is worn off. No, it hasn't. The magical rage is worn off. It turned into Mads is all about control. Mads is all about being charming and knowing the right thing to say at the right time. They are big on control. And in that moment, control was fully taken away. And they didn't want to not talk about it with Henry. Most importantly of all, because it is out. So at a certain point, you might as well rip off the Band-Aid, and they felt the most comfortable having the first person that they straight up say, I'm non-binary to, is Henry. But I liked that there was a lead-in of that question with Flip and the tie to the name. And that was a question that I posed to Huli a really long time ago, and she just sent me back a eyes emoji and said, was like, well, we'll figure that out. But Flip has that connection to the Feywild, so that Mads knows that and would have asked that question to Flip. And the shocking thing is, it's really weird that it was all three scenarios that I pitched to Huli of how this would come out. Of the dropping of Madalena, and that's not my real name. The asking Flip which name matters more, and then ending it with talking to Henry. The dice really told their story, and I thought that it was really incredible. Props to myself for my ability to cry on cue, because that was a whole thing. But it felt the most authentic to Mads, and I'm so sorry, because I recognize that I have been full ranting. And I'm sorry to you guys for having to misgender Mads for the duration of the time that you have known.
It's definitely one of my favorite Mads Henry scenes so far.
Absolutely. And, like, props to Huli. What a time to fucking end that.
Like a professional at knowing when to toss something in, whether it's
We're proficient in dramatic flair, and I love it.
Yes. That's why I have 3 NPC modes. That's why I only have 3 NPC modes. That's because I'm proficient in dramatic flair. I have, the crying guy. That's one of my modes. I have crying / Valley Girl, because those kind of like fall together. And then I have like hippie stoner, and then I have Terry.
That's true. We love
and
Terry.
Just for the record, for those who do watch the after show, to know kind of how that scene ended after it got cut off. It ended with Mads kind of leaning into Henry and willingly deciding not to carry the burden on their own. Yeah.
Emotions and shit. Yeah.
Emotions and shit.
Emotions and shit.
I'm not good at this emotion bullshit. My hand was forced. I'm not fucking okay.
You made your own drink.
I know. Can't wait to eventually get that level and multi-class the way I intend Mads to go, because that's gonna really interesting based on that. But yeah. So next episode, be ready for Mads, and in the parentheses, it'll be they them.
Yay.
Yeah, you.
Love you, Shadane.
Yep, Shadane's out there watching. They were watching the show too.
Oh, I fully know. I have been getting messages on Discord.
All right, so now that we've discussed all of this week's dramatics of These Are the Days of Our Lives. Oh, you have an inspiration from Shadane.
That's my boat.
Oh, and Henry.
And Henry. Best friend inspiration.
Yeah, but here's the thing, right? You guys know we rolled inspiration to chaos coins, and they're only percent.
Principle. It's the principle.
But
So shut up,
the
Hulu.
after show, does it count?
Yes, it still counts.
Towards the next episode.
Towards you're inspired to continue this after show for another 30 more seconds than was originally intended. Make that face. I like it when you pout.
You like it when I have low-cut dresses. Leave me alone.
Now stand up. Show the class.
I'm going to blend in with the background.
No, you're not. Stand up.
Look, if I was going to impersonate a celebrity, it would be Elvis, because I ain't nothing but a hound dog sometimes, Joe. Leave me alone.
Fine. Okay, hold on. Bubs, no. You did. Stop.
There you go.
I'm not
That's
getting
fine.
up.
That'll do it.
Hound
That'll
dog.
do it.
Hi, Bubs.
Dog. Hooli has projected. Hooli has multi-classed into druid and wild shaped into Bubs.
Hello. What? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you got Bubs and I got Goose. So
I know I
means
saw Goose earlier.
he's a pain in my ass. Oh my god.
He's so cute though.
Like a toddler. Oh, sick of it. But
Anyway, you happy now?
yeah, so let's do
Okay.
the thing and don't go anywhere after the show. Well, the audience will go somewhere. Who should we raid? Carney Sideshow, Owlbear Inn. That's the two options we got. Owlbear Inn is much smaller than Carney Sideshow, but we could go either direction. Who should we pick?
Owlbear.
Okay. We'll do it. So we're going to raid out over to Owlbear Inn, those of you in the audience, and we are going to do our signature do the thing sign off. So lead us away, King Flip.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.